Alex Eala most searched female personality in Google's 2025 list. Manila, Philippines. Tennis star Alexandra Eala emerged as the most searched Philippine female personality in Google's 2025 year-ender lists. Eala, who is also the fourth most searched in sports behind OKC vs Indiana, Pacquiao vs Barrios, and NBA Standings 2025, being the most searched Filipino female personality, came on the heels of her breakout year at the WTA 2025 season. The 20-year-old started in 147th place and ended her campaign with a career-best 50th ranking, becoming the highest-rated Filipina player. Eala defeated Grand Slam champs Yelena Ostapenko and Iga Swiatek, as well as another top 10 player in Madison Keys in her historic Miami Open last March, pushing her ranking from 140th to 75th and gaining direct entry to the majors. The 5'9" netter became the first Philippine player to win a major singles main draw match in the Open era at the US Open last August with an upset of Danish Clara Tauson, 6-3, 2-6, 7-6, 13-11. Eala seized her first tour title after topping Hungarian Punna Udvardy, 1-6, 7-5, 6-3, at the Guadalajara 125 final in Mexico the following month. There are moments in sport that feel less like single frames and more like the opening of a new film. The crowd inhales, the camera zooms, and a fresh protagonist steps onto the stage. For the Philippines in 2025, that protagonist's name was Alexandra Eala, and the plotline was beautiful, improbable, and impossible to ignore. Google's year in search is a kind of national mirror. It reflects not only facts but the fever of the moment, what people worried about, laughed at, streamed, and cheered for. In 2025, Filipinos pointed that mirror, again and again, at Alex Eala. She topped Google's list of most searched female personalities in the Philippines, not because of a single headline, but because a string of remarkable performances turned her into a living story people wanted to follow. Google Trends +1. Why did searches spike? Stories ripple fastest when they contain a little of everything. Upset, history, national pride, and a face people can recognize. Alex's season read like that rare, delicious hybrid. She produced jaw-dropping wins on the biggest courts, upsetting top players, making deep runs in marquee tournaments, and she did it while wearing the national colors in a way that felt personal to Filipinos at home and abroad. Those results, from headline-capturing Miami matches to historic Grand Slam breakthroughs, are the kind of sporting lore that moves beyond scoresheets and into living rooms, group chats, and trending feeds. The Guardian +1. Imagine the scene. A teenager turned touring pro who grew up splitting her loyalties between academy routines and family dinners, suddenly facing a world number one on a bright court. The upset arrives, chiseled, improbable, and with it a cascade of reaction. Coaches tweet, commentators rewind the highlights, younger players whisper, and parents tell their kids, "Did you see that?" That cascade was what lifted Alex beyond the tennis bubble and into everyday conversation. Her on-court grit, comebacks from behind, the tight, clenched fist roars after match points, rewired ordinary curiosity into sustained interest. The Guardian. Being the Philippines' most searched woman in 2025 was about more than sport. It was about story arcs that tapped at several national nerves. First, the hunger for representation. The Philippines has long celebrated athletic icons, and Alex's rise offered a new hero in a sport where Filipinos had rarely been center stage. Second, timing. In a year where AI, elections, and streaming obsessions dominated headlines, sports provided a kind of unifying spectacle people could rally behind. Alex became a shared reference point, something joyful and, for many, a relief. Unbox Pitch +1. Search interest can also be a barometer of storytelling. When a player makes history, a first Grand Slam main draw win, a career-high ranking, or a breakthrough at a Masters-level event, the press swells and so does the public curiosity. Alex's milestones in 2025, career firsts and giant-killing moments, were repeated in headlines across the country and the world, and those headlines translated into Googled questions. Who is Alex Eala? Where is she from? When does she play next? How did she beat that top seed? That sequence, question, click, clip, share, is the modern way a sports figure becomes woven into cultural conversation. Reuters +1. There's also a human element to the search spike that numbers can't fully capture. People's delight in following an underdog who suddenly becomes unstoppable. In Alex's case, the narrative was especially fertile because it combined youthful promise with concrete results. She wasn't a story about potential alone, she was a story about the potential being fulfilled on live television. That alchemy is addictive. It pulls not only tennis fans but casual observers, music listeners and news browsers into a single orbit, which explains how a sports figure can top a general female personalities list, not just a sports list. Spin.ph +1. But being most searched is not a trophy, it's a spotlight. With that spotlight comes scrutiny. Every serve becomes a talking point, every social post is a headline, and each interview is parsed for meaning. For Alex, the attention carried an added weight. She was a national symbol carrying the hopes of a country on international wood and clay. Yet, that pressure also fuels narratives of resilience. The story people searched for wasn't just how she won, but how she kept going, the training, the travel, the tiny rituals that stack up into a season. It's the backstage detail that fans crave, and the searches reflect that hunger. CBN +1. There's a poetic justice here too. Tennis, with its long seasons and globe-trotting calendar, often manufactures slow-burn heroes. But when a player like Alex compresses breakthrough moments into a year, the pace of fascination accelerates. In the Philippines, where community and kinship are daily currencies, success stories travel by word of mouth as much as by algorithms. The Google ranking is simply the digital pulse of a people watching their own story unfold, and searching for ways to be part of it. Google Trends. So what does it mean in the end, that Alex Eala was the Philippines' most searched female personality of 2025? It means a nation found in her a bright, unifying story, one that threaded elite athleticism with national identity, social media with water-cooler talk, and raw upset with sustained excellence. It means people were curious not only about her scorelines but about the person who made them. The upbringing, the sacrifices, the small rituals, the family photos, the quiet hours on court. It means Alex's year was not just a sports season but a cultural moment, one people wanted to witness, understand, and remember. Google Trends +1. If search trends are the footprints of public attention, then Alex left a long, distinct trail in 2025. The trail leads to packed viewing rooms, to kids with rackets dreaming bigger, and to a fresh chapter in Philippine sport where tennis is no longer a curiosity but a headline. Whatever the next season holds, 2025 will be remembered as the year Alex Eala made the whole country look up and click, and in the process helped write a new page in the country's collective story. Spin.ph +1. Sources used in this piece include Google's Year in Search, Philippines 2025 and multiple national and international reports covering Alexandra Eala's 2025 season and milestones.